Every time I start a project, I hear the same thing. Daddy, can I help? I'm sure you guys have heard that plenty of times. And here's why saying yes took about 3 hours and a bag of screws everywhere, one Bandaid, but it was totally worth it. So just the other day, my kid wanted to help me fix the hot tub. And it's been leaking, so I figured, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, buddy. And so he said, yeah, let me help you, Dad. And then my youngest, of course, he jumped in and said, well, I want to help too, me too. And it's funny because my parents always call our youngest son me too, because he will say me too for anything, because me too for food, for chores, for anything. So sometimes it's a good thing. So now I knew this was going to be a disaster. One, I am not Mr. Fix-It. I am pretty bad at fixing things. I'm gonna not lie there with that. And two, we got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old with a screwdriver, and there's no organization, let's just be honest. So I grabbed a Ziploc bag for the screws, and I said, okay, pray for patience. That's usually what we ask for as dads, right? So how many of you have a Me Too kid? You know, it's hilarious hearing the stories of the struggle sometimes with like the kid always wanting to do something the same thing as everyone else. So we set up our little system, so the screws go in the bags and the tools stay organized. Now my youngest said like this, he's unscrewing the screw, and my oldest son jumps in. He goes, no, you need to do it like this. And they got their tongues out, like trying to concentrate, like on Ralphie on Christmas Story, I believe that's what it is. It's adorable, just seeing them so concentrate with their tongues out like that. And then because this is real life, this is what happens with the kids. My son has a bag of screws and walks around, and he trips on the hose. The screws go everywhere. And of course, we're on our knees, we're trying to figure out find all these screws, and in this little tiny bag that I brought, which, nice work, Dad. And then of course, my kid's bleeding. He's got his knee was bleeding, so we had to go inside and get a Bandaid. And of course, guess who else needs a Bandaid? Mr. Me Too, because he got a Bandaid, I want a Bandaid too. So, and then of course there was a bathroom break, and I need some water. And story goes on, right? Yeah, I'm sure you guys deal with this every week like I do. But here's what no parenting book tells you about these moments. I could have done this thing twice as fast and without them. But if I would have done that, this honey to-do list, it would have never ended. and I'm sure yours never will either. So let's just be honest. But instead of racing from one project to the next, I'm learning to enjoy them when they're still young. And that's the beauty of these projects, is you can take your time. And just the other day, I looked at pictures from them when they were little kids, and man, they have grown up so much. They have changed so much over this last year. I don't know, when was the last time you guys looked at your kids and realized like how much they grow? Like time goes by so fast, and it's crazy just scrolling through your pictures sometimes and just realizing that. But funny thing is this project still has not been completed. So that typical project of me, I guess you can say. I'll just blame it on the kids. How about that? But life is busy for everyone. We're always trying to get things done. We want to enjoy our free time, but that free time really does not come. And honestly, the free time should be these moments that we include these kids in these projects, instead of, go play, daddy's got stuff to get done. And because it's going to continue nonstop. Everyone talks about quality over quantity. But if the quality is in these chaotic moments that really aren't planned, and it's just kind of sporadic, and you create these funny memories. I'll be able to tell my kids when they get older. These projects also teach these kids skills and build confidence, and they create a bond, not only with me, but also with each other. The fact that they're actually doing it together, that was really cool. And I want them someday to come to me with advice, knowing that I made time for them, that these fun moments aren't just for these moments where we have family swim days or vacations. Sometimes these deep connections happen when we're just trying to, fix things or trying to fix things. So one day I hope I can say, hey, one day I hope when they're a kid, when they get older and they grow up, there we go, there's my words. I want them to say, wow, Daddy really loved me. Daddy always included me in things. And, I feel like that's something we should do for the next generation, for fathers and kids, is to include these kids more, because, these projects will never end. And, at the end of the projects, I've always thought it's been really cool to add this little thing at the end is like, once you finish your project, you say, hey, look what we did, so when we include them in them, That way they feel the confidence, like, wow, we did this all together, even if, with one screw or whatever. So what projects are you guys working on this weekend? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'd like to hear more about these stories.